Welcome to Big Eat Small Spots. We're in Kirkland, Washington today, which lies right on the shore of Lake Washington. There's a lot of public parks, there's volleyball, there's beaches, there's a lot of things to do on the Lake Washington. So if you're gonna come on over for the day, there's shopping, there's spas, art galleries, they have the Kirkland Performance Art Theater, and a lot of outdoor bronze sculptures. The cow with the howling fox, that's a really good one. And especially what we like to do is check out some restaurants. So today, we're gonna check out some restaurants in Kirkland, Washington and have a great time. So come on and join us. So we're here at Shamiana. This is an Indian food in Kirkland that's been here for about 20 years. It's great food. We're gonna go and talk to Max, find out a little bit more about Shamiana, and have a great time. So come on, let's join me in Shamiana. We're with Max at Shamiana, and we're going to learn a little bit more about this place. It's got some great food and great history, and Max is really good at making us laugh. So, Max, nice to see you.
Hey, pleasure to be here. Wait, I'm always here.
So give us just a little bit of history.
Well, Shamiana is a restaurant that's been a mainstay on the east side. We were probably one of the first Indian restaurants on the east side. Okay. We've been continually operating for 21 years. Shamiana gets its name from the colorful tents that they do celebrations in around the subcontinent of India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. And instead of doing those white rental tents, they do beautiful colored tents. The panels behind me up there are actually panels from Shamiana's.
Okay.
And that's when you have more than one. We have a diverse menu. It's not only just North Indian or South Indian. We have food from India and beyond. Our keema kebabs are like a Pakistani style keema. Our samosas, they tend to be more of a North African. We have sauce from Malaysia rather than just focusing on Gujarati food or particular North Indian cuisine. So you'll find a very diverse menu. You also find a menu that really we can customize for your individual taste. If you do not like really spicy food, we can certainly tone the heat down, but still give you a full flavored dish. We have great options for vegans, people that can't have any dairy, or people are just looking for good vegetarian food. Mm-hmm. Our staff is very knowledgeable, and if they don't know, they know where to ask to find out, hey, does this have gluten in it? Because nowadays people are allergic to a lot of stuff, and we try to always make sure that we are sensitive to that, and we can accommodate what you're looking for in a meal. When I first came to work at Shamiana, I was working for Eric and Tracy. They're the founders of the restaurant, and they're white like me, which is really strange to have a Caucasian preparing Indian food. Uh-huh. They grew up in India, and instead of having TV that they did after school or after, they didn't. They went right to the kitchen where the help was grinding spices and they're making food. And when they got back to the United States, it was around 1989 or whatever, they really missed the food. And they couldn't really find that type of food on the east side of Seattle. And so they went back to India one more time and did a little research on what kind of food they missed the most. And that's where our menu really started. It was really utilizing Indian techniques with local ingredients. And we try to really still stay true to that even now. After the owners had run the place for 20 years, I'd been their general manager for 9 years, and I had the opportunity to really kind of move into a Kirkland institution, and I jumped at the opportunity. It was like it's like buying a car that you've been driving for 10 years, although you had never owned it. Yeah. But you know what's wrong with the car, and you know what's right with the car, and you know that, hey, the car keeps going. I put a little gas in, and it keeds going. So Shamiana is one of those restaurants where we're blessed with a long staff life. I have servers that have been here 19 years. Nice. Some have more seniority than me, and I'm the owner. I don't know how that works.
Well, it's working because like I said, I've come in here and I just fell in love with all the different flavors and the foods and it's amazing. You took me in the back and we had some naan bread with the garlic, and I still remember that. It's just like so good.
Fresh naan bread.
Oh my goodness.
Shamiana, we are always trying to do one better. If it's a butter sauce and it calls for 2 pounds of butter, we might put 3 in there. If it asks for 2 tablespoons of cumin, we might put 3 or 4. To really try to accent the food and the flavor. And I think if you look at our menu, you're going to have food that is sweet and mild. Our best-selling dish is our major grade chicken curry. People cannot get enough of that. They'll order just the sauce. They'll have we used to always just do major grade chicken, but now we let them put vegetables in there, or paneer, which is a homemade Indian cheese that we make right here. So we've taken that dish that was always just major grade chicken and turned it into just a sauce that people cannot do without. They'll put chickpeas in there. Vegetarians miss out on major grade chicken, so they want to just do vegetables or potatoes. And we have a lot of traditional items like eggplant bharta, or saag paneer, or saag aloo, which is saag potato. And some of our dishes are the way that the owners wanted it to be. And I apprenticed with Eric and Tracy for about 10 years learning how to cook the food. I even add to that. And Indian cuisine is interesting. Oh, thank you. Indian food is interesting. Here we have our garlic naan bread and our combination samosa. Indian food's interesting because a lot of the recipes are not written. And a lot of it is passed down from mother to daughter. And it's kind of interesting. We carry that tradition on here as Eric and Tracy showed me how to cook. I'm showing the next generation of Shamiana chefs how to cook the onions really dark in your masala so it comes out flavorful. Here we have two different types of samosas. Samosas are eaten, any time during the day. They're not always served as an appetizer. Sometimes it's a meal or a quick snack that you're packed. Garlic naan is just a staple with everything. You got to have that. So that is our meat samosas. It's a ground lamb and ground beef. It's got onions, garlic, ginger.
So which one is this?
This one is the meat. The veggie samosas are sitting on top of the carrots, so that's how we keep them straight.
Oh, okay.
The meat samosas are traditionally eaten with a little of our coriander chutney. That's made with coconut, fresh ginger, fresh Serrano chilies.
I'm already mouth-watering.
Lemon juice. There's pepper in there. It's got a unique kind of sweetness to it, but also a nice little heat from the Serrano chilies. And
nice and bright.
Yeah, it's nice and bright, and it really complements the spicing that's in the meat samosa. Now the vegetable samosas have more ginger. It's got pea, potato. They've got cumin seeds. Whole cumin seeds are added. It's got turmeric, which is a relative of ginger. Used a lot. It imparts a little flavor, but a lot of times it's the color. It's the stuff that changes your chef coat from white to yellow, and that's why I'm wearing the black chef coat. You'll find turmeric by itself. Yeah, turmeric can be a bitter by itself, but as a component, it's a great item to add just a complex flavor. And it has kind of by itself, if you were to just put a little turmeric in your mouth, it's somewhat metallic-y. It's not great by itself, but as you'll see as we prepare more food for you. It's some tasty stuff. The vegetable samosas.
Oh, that's good.
You like those? See, my favorite are the meat ones. I just like the meat ones.
Well, I like both of them, but
there you go.
This is very, it's just really good. Just
we try to make sure that the ingredients are fresh.
I really like the chutney.
Yeah, if they're not fresh, we just don't have them in the house. We got to have the best spices, the best raw ingredients to make them come out and taste excellent the way they always do. And people have found that over 21 years they can always count on Shamiana being that place that's very consistent.
Yeah, this is amazing. Yeah.
You got to eat the naan while it's hot too. You got to have hot naan.
All right.
Naan bread is cooked in a tandoor. It's a Mughal. It's a Mughal oven that is the world's first convection oven. They traditionally stoke the oven. It's a large clay cylinder that they would stoke with coal, and our tandoor runs about 1,000 degrees. it's hot enough where you put your hand in there, your hair just kind of melts off your arm. So I've got one dominant arm, one arm's hairy, one is not. But when you put the naan in the oven starts cooking it on the back. It actually sticks to the side of the oven. It's cooked vertically. And the air naturally just cyclones around there. So it's cooking on the back and on the front.
Okay.
Now, if that oven wasn't turned on early enough, it will just stick and it won't come off. And you will not have naan. It will just not happen until that oven reaches about 700 degrees. So a little planning ahead. And then if it is too hot, which it can be, it will stick for a second and then just immediately fall. So you have to balance that. And it's not like an oven that has a thermostat. This one has just like a throttle. Imagine it's like a motorcycle. You just go, all right, it's really hot. Okay, back it off a little bit. And we have like a infrared gun that we shoot the side of the oven just to calibrate it and go, okay, that's perfect.
Okay.
And it also has a lid. So if you cover it with the lid, it can get too hot. So you got to sometimes halfway ajar on the lid. Does a really good job heating the kitchen in the summer, which you don't always want. But in the winter, it's nice. Sometimes we will just crank up the tandoori and forget to turn the hoods on, and it just starts to get warm back there. And then at one point we go, okay, we need exhaust. Turn the exhaust on.
This is delicious.
Yeah.
I love the butter.
And then, we have, a lot of Indian restaurants will have tons of different kinds of naan. We have just 3, and they're just 3 of the best. One is just our plain naan. It's just naan that...
Is that this?
No, this is our cilantro garlic butter naan.
Okay.
We have plain naan. We have traditional naan, which uses ghee or clarified butter, and nigella seeds, which are just the seed from the onion flower. And those are just a distinctly oniony flavor that works out great with the naan. And also we use them in some of our other dishes. We have a mixed vegetable curry and an Indian ponch phoron, which means 5 foreign spices. And we will use those whole most of the time, or sometimes we'll actually add them as an ingredient in a chutney. I think our chutney special this week is a roasted tomato chutney with nigella seeds. So very popular seed.
That's delicious.
That is the stuff. That is some good stuff. So, Shamiana, people will walk in and sometimes they don't even look at the menu.
I'm sorry, folks, but
when we first started, we really thought we needed to look at our menu and really change it a lot. But we found when we took items off, people were missing them. And then, one item we can never touch is the major gray. We know that. It has to always be on there.
That's one of my favorites.
But, we have great items like a masala ginger lamb curry. We do a lamb tikka, which is made with the eye of the lamb sirloin, which just by itself is just a mouth-watering, succulent piece. Imagine the lamb chop that somebody's taken that little eye out of that lamb chop, and then we've sliced that, and we marinate it in yogurt and cumin and garlic, and then it goes into that really hot tandoor. And what it does for bread, it also does for meat. It sears the outside of the meat that you put in there. We're going to try a tandoori chicken here.
Okay.
That's coming out shortly. So right when you put that chicken in the oven, it actually it'll sear the outside, and so it starts to just concentrate the moisture of whatever natural product was in there, and it just comes out nice, fork tender and moist.
Nice.
The lamb is good, but my favorite is probably our chicken tikka masala, which is probably number 2 or number 3 on the most popular curries, and it's a great curry for people that, people think curry, they just think yellow. And curry in the word means mixture or stew, a hearty stew. So when people say I don't like curry, they're like saying they don't like anything that's wet or that has chunks of ingredients in it. And it's so generic to say I don't like curry. It's so much better to just say, well, I don't like spicy curries. That's one thing you can say.
Yeah.
And then, and if you're a novice at curry, come in and tell your server, I don't know what to order. Yeah. And we'll go back to the kitchen and make the cook heat up some sauce for you. You can have a little sauce. We'll give you, taste that.
Just to test it out.
Yeah, just to test it out. We have kids that have grown up eating curry here, and then they'll go out to other restaurants and they'll go, it just didn't taste as good. Yeah. And, we have some clientele that have come here as children and bring their children here. That's what happens when you're a mainstay and you stay in the same area, helping the same community.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I came here just briefly and had a customer, she was just telling us, that they have their birthday parties here, and whenever they have a family event, they come here. It's just, it's that special to her. So
one of the traditions at Shamiana is teaching cooking classes.
Really?
And We do teach classes here. We have a schedule out for next year. We do about 6 to 8 classes a year.
Nice.
We have 'em- we cook right down here for you. It's a chance for you to come with a group of people or just by you and a date. It's a great date thing to come and enjoy great tasting Indian food, learn how to make it, learn what spices and ingredients you need, learn how to caramelize the onions, dark if you need them, depending on which dish you're cooking. Some require you to actually burn the onions, which I think is great. Anytime you get to burn onions and it not be a disaster is awesome. But a lot of times the onions need to be caramelized to the point where, like, when we serve our pilau, you're going to see some really dark onions on top, and those are actually just a garnish onion. They're actually fried. But the onions for like a masala, you have to actually scrape with a spoon on the bottom of the pan and keep getting that brown off of the pan to allow more onion down there to get brown. Once you get it all brown and the desired, then you'll add ginger and garlic, and then you'll add spices to bloom. The term bloom spices is really because you cook with oil, and a lot of essential flavors come out of the spice, the whole seeds or the leaves or whatever, if you're using fenugreek or whatever leaves, are kind of heat activated. And when that heat hits them, they release oil, and that permeates the oil that you've cooked your onions in, and so that flavor dissipates throughout the entire dish.
Yeah, you see that a lot in the cooking shows and stuff, and they talk about it, and but you don't hear about it. In an Indian food, I think that's a lot to do
A lot of
with.
spicing. My very first job was a French restaurant, and they kind of a small spice caddy. Here I've got like a giant spice wall, and then a whole bunch of small spice walls, and then there's like another shelf where I keep some other stuff that I don't use that often, some curry leaves, or just strange asafoetida, which is like a sap of a tree.
Wow.
And depending geographically where you go in India, there's tons of regional variations.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, like, if you think about a dish, chicken tikka masala, people know that everywhere. But some places have tomato, some places don't. Most of the time, the only common ingredient you'll find is chicken, unfortunately, because it's really not an Indian dish. It's a London curry house dish.
Huh.
And so, the British occupied India for a long time, and they still miss that Indian food. So, like, even like curry powder isn't a very Indian item. It's a very American item or British item. It's imported just to remind them of the flavor. Something,
Nice.
a condiment as simple as like Worcestershire has roots in India.
Here we go.
Because it was concocted. All right, here's our tandoori chicken. And these are our caramelized onions. Tandoori chicken can
smells so
be
good.
can be either served like here. We do a boneless, just all the good stuff there. Some places will serve like a half chicken where you have to wrestle with it. This you just carve in and enjoy. It's served on a bed of our pulao. The pulao is brightly yellow, and Indians love color, and it's a lot about contrast. So the tandoori chicken is marinated in yogurt. A netto spice traditionally gives it that bright red color. It also has cumin, dry mint, garlic, chilies. There's fresh cilantro in there. There's fresh chilies in there. There's
Look at that.
curry powder. There's just, you name it. So when you say, I'm not sure if I like it,
How can you not like that?
how can you not like that? The pulao itself, to maintain the bright yellow color, we infuse that pulao with whole cinnamon sticks and whole cumin seeds to keep the bright yellow, and the turmeric is what gives it that yellow color.
And that was a little garnish, the dark.
And this is the caramelized onion on top, and those are cooked crisp. They have a nice, almost a nutty taste to them.
Should I put some lemon on it?
You can squeeze it. Usually we put it on the chicken. And most of the time, if you like it on there, I usually just eat it like that. The word tikka means barbecue. So when you say tikka masala chicken, this is the chicken that's cut up and put in your chicken tikka masala. And
These onions are really good.
those are the good part. This one here is by far, looks tame enough. It is our biggest seller. It's our Major Gray chicken. It is Major Gray. Wasn't a real person like Earl Grey, but people come in and ask for General Gray. He gets promoted, Admiral Gray. We get them all. But Major Gray is a sweet mango chutney, and we infuse that with some fresh onions that we dice by hand, which causes a lot of tears for the chefs back there. But a fresh diced onion, cooked, bloomed with some fresh, mild curry powder. We're happy to make this dish hot. We can make it so hot that it's burning your lips. But we like that flavor to be there first, and if you want to make it so hot that you need water, you can do that. But this one is the beginner curry that we love to introduce people to Indian food. Because kids will eat it. You'll get a kid that says, I don't want anything. You give them a little bit of that, they like it. But people, like I said, this one's chicken, but you can certainly do it as a vegetarian dish. Unfortunately, this one you can't really do as vegan because it has cream in it. But if you come to my cooking class, I'll show you how to do it with coconut milk, and it's still tasty.
I love coconut milk and stuff.
So, and we do have some curries with coconut milk. You know, this one just happens to be a cream-based one. You know, it's a small sampling of our menu. We have probably about 20 different sauces that you can mix and match: chicken, paneer, chickpeas.
I'm sorry, but just keep talking.
It seems like
this is just amazing. I love it.
We'll have some people will order this. You know, they'll order one for here, one to go.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I woke up. I had this Mulligatawny soup, and I woke up the next morning dreaming about that soup.
And Mulligatawny is one of those ones that it could be a lot of different things. The Mulligatawny is not always like ours. Some have green apple, some have no chicken or vegetable base. Ours is a rich chicken Mulligatawny with masoor dal, which is a red lentil, fresh lemon juice, coconut milk, garam masala spice, which
That's
is
amazing.
It's a good soup. I think we do one of the best. Ours was featured in you know,
That's
Bon
right.
Appetit magazine. You know, we've been doing it a long time, and I think we have those recipes dialed in, and we have people trained on how to make it consistent.
And you also have a buffet.
We do
during the day.
Great buffet Monday through Friday from 11 to 2:30. That buffet is just great because you get a chance to try a lot of different food, and not necessarily Major Gray's on there because you got to have Major Gray on there. But you can try different chicken, like Kabuli chicken's on there sometimes, which is an Afghan-style chicken curry. Today we had a tomato fennel chicken curry on there.
So you change it up?
We change it up, try to have two different chicken curries. We have a beef curry that rotates. You know, we have two vegetable curries. One is consistently always our mixed vegetable curry. The other one rotates. We have 3 different salads. The salads can range from anything from like a couscous, which is more North African, to like today I made a potato salad with chickpeas and the caramelized onions and some apple cider vinegar. So it's like as close as you can get to a good German potato salad, but not having bacon in there. So give the vegetarians a chance to enjoy a nice...
I had a cucumber salad.
Oh, yeah?
It was
cucumber and peanut. We do a cucumber peanut with a little lime and chili.
Yeah.
So the salads are changing. You always get to finish off with a good mango yogurt mousse, or I'm trying to think. You know, when you're dining in the restaurant, you know, on the buffet we don't have it, but our coconut ice cream pie is a great option for enjoying. Cheryl will probably get us one of those if she was nice.
Yeah, you talked about that. That's
that one. It's a mountain. We use Snoqualmie gourmet ice cream, and we mound it up high. We make a bittersweet hot fudge sauce that has sour cream and imported chocolate, and that's slow cooked. We keep it warm. We drizzle it over there with some fresh toasted coconut, and I have people that come in just for dessert because they get so full here on a normal visit that they'll just come in because they never make it to
the dessert.
The dessert. So it's like they come in, they decide, do I want appetizers or do I want dessert? And you know, we always say, you know, don't eat all your food. We'll box it up. Save room for dessert because that's a great way to finish a meal.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's kind of hard not to do, though. I mean, like I said, I was here, and it's hard not to eat it. And the Colonel Gray,
Major Gray.
Well, I just promoted him.
Okay, yeah. It's okay.
I had to calm down on that because I was so excited that I loved the flavor and stuff, but it's so rich that I know that this is something that I could actually make myself sick by eating too much.
Eat too much, sure.
And so you really have to have some moderation when you come here because it's so exciting that everything is.
You know what's nice about Shamiana is you can come with a few friends and you can order Major Gray and maybe somebody else orders Shamiana prawns and maybe I get the tikka lamb. And then if I'm really nice, I share a little bit with you, you share a little bit with me.
Yeah,
and it's very family style, very family friendly, and that's what we like.
And so real quick, will custom stuff?
Absolutely. If let's say you really like this Major Gray sauce, but you can't have chicken.
Yeah.
You know, we'll put potatoes in there. We'll put vegetables in there. We'll put vegetables in there, but you don't like cauliflower, we will not put cauliflower in there.
Do I need to call ahead for this?
You know, absolutely not. You can just ask your
Really?
server. Yeah, our menu's really designed where you pick your sauce and then you choose your ingredients.
Nice.
So you're torn between chicken and prawns. We can split it and do half prawns, half chicken for you. They'll come in the same boat, but we'll still happy to do it
That
for
works.
you. Yeah.
Nice.
All of our sauces, and they all come usually flavorful, and we're happy to make them hot. If you want them hot, we do a nice, we do just a 3-star spicing level. One's a little kick, so if it had no flavor, it's gonna have a little kick. Our 2's a nice medium. Oh, here's our coconut ice cream pie, and that's usually served with mini spoons because often is shared. After a nice meal here, people will enjoy that, and that one just keeps going.
Where's my spoon?
Oh, there's one on there.
Oh, okay.
Go grab that. It's got a nice chocolate cookie crust, a dusting of coconut.
Get that, Eric. That is hot.
A little fresh whipped cream.
So this is the whipped cream?
That's the whipped cream there.
And this is the chocolate?
That's a little bittersweet chocolate.
And then what do we have here? The ice cream?
That is the coconut ice cream, and that's a perfect bite right there. If you can get into that, just flip it over on its side. Here, I can get that thing.
See what happens?
There you go. Oh, I think that
There
might
we go.
cost you.
There
I think I gotta go for a spoon of that. That looks suspect there. Let me check that out.
Oh, wow. That bitter, sweet chocolate.
It's nice and rich.
Oh, that's delish.
But we will have people that will just come for this.
Yes,
or
I'm definitely getting this.
if they can't get this, well, we do a lot to go. And
the coconut.
we'll put the ice cream in a container, the whipped cream in a container. We'll keep the hot fudge on the side, and we'll let you go home and heat your hot fudge up. Because if
Delicious.
we put it all together, it'd be a little bit almost soupy.
Now, what if I didn't want coconut on there?
Well, that we could help you out, but it's it's coconut ice cream. For the season, we do have a peppermint ice cream pie, but we only do that towards December and early January, and it's a limited edition peppermint candy cane ice cream that Snoqualmie Gourmet does for us.
I'm sorry, I'm getting quiet.
In addition to this, we do traditional Indian desserts like a Indian rice pudding called kheer, which is very sweet, made with ground almonds, ground pistachios, sweetened condensed milk, and white rice.
Wow.
We do a mango yogurt mousse, which is served on our lunch buffet, and that's a light blend of non-fat yogurt, whipped cream, mango puree, and topped with a little whipped cream and a little fresh pistachio. We do a ginger-infused creme brulee, which we brown right to order for you. And that one's a nice, unique dish. If you like brulees, this one's a good one. We actually have to steep the ginger in with the cream to impart that flavor, so we don't add any extracts or anything like that. It's just kind of a matter of like doing a garlic cream reduction. We do like a ginger cream reduction. Then we make our brulee custard with that, and then it's baked. And so it just, that flavor is just nice and subtle. And that's burned to order for you.
A lot of love, a lot of love.
You know what's nice about it is the food is consistent. It's good. It's what you can expect. We have people that come. I'm just in town. I got to come to Shamiana. It happens all the time. My servers at lunch are saying they just got off the airport. They're coming here because they can make the buffet, and that buffet goes 11 to 2:30. But they'll race over here just to try. They'll call ahead. Can you leave the buffet up? It's 2:15. I'm going to be there. My servers are like, sure, we'll do that for you.
That's nice.
Yeah, and we're happy to do that. What's nice about the buffet, too, is if you have a group in your office, and let's say there's a party of 12, you can get in, get your food. You'll be eating within 6-7 minutes of walking in the door.
Nice, yeah.
And so if you wanted to do, like, hey, a going-away cake for Bobby, bam, you got time for it. Or if you want to have go-away coconut ice cream pie for Bobby, that's even better.
Yeah, well, this is amazing. I love Shamiana, and I want everyone else to love Shamiana. I mean, I didn't discover you, but I discovered myself that this is an amazing place for a buffet or dinner or a date or.
It's a great date place.
Oh well, look at it. The atmosphere is just totally date, kind of.
It's date friendly. It's kid friendly, and a lot of times, people worry about bringing kids in here, and we have crayons. We got cups with lids on them. If it's not too busy, we let them run around.
Yeah, this is nice.
We're happy to accommodate. Because I was a kid once. I admit it.
Well, we were all kids once. I think I still sometimes am a kid.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, Max, it's been great showing us what you have, a little bit of what you have. I know you have just a huge variety.
You know,
of stuff.
we're on the web, as a lot of people are, at
Yes.
ShamianaRestaurant.com.
Yes.
And we have our full menu there. There's our cooking class schedule, but just a little bit of the Shamiana story about how did white people end up making Indian food. And we do a good job of it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you do. You do. Thank you so much, Max.
Hey, my pleasure. Thank you.
And definitely come down, visit Shamiana, talk to Max, and have a great meal, and you won't be dissatisfied, for sure. So thank you. Good night. It's so good.
Chocolate? You can always get more of that chocolate.
Thanks for joining us today on Big Eat Small Spots. I had a blast. I hope you did too. So I hope you join us on BigEatSmallSpots.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And also, don't forget to tip your server. Check, please.